Howdy, everyone. Welcome back to Sidekicked, a Marvel Champions podcast where we are all about the allies. We'll teach you who they are in the comics, discuss their cards, and what kind of decks they might be played in. I'm one of your hosts, Earth Twister, and with me is...
Levi Lewis.
And
of course, it's your main man, Jason Sketch.
Jason Sketch. What's going on, guys? How you guys doing today?
Doing swell. I can't complain. Black Friday has been kind to me this year. Still running off of a high of enjoying Solo's last episode. Doing awesome, man. How about you guys?
Nice. Doing pretty good. If you didn't know, I am going to be graduating with my master's degree on Friday, and I'm so stoked to be finally done with that. So now I may have a little bit more time to play some Marvel Champions.
That's exciting. No more school?
No more school.
Wow. You're not going to go back to be a doctor?
A Dr. Twister? No, I don't think so.
Doctor.
No Dr. Twister?
Doctor.
No Dr. Twister.
I happen to know somebody that specifically got their doctorate just so whenever somebody is in a room and they're like, hey, we have an emergency here, is there a doctor in the room? They can be like, I am, but it's not that kind of doctor.
They want to be a troll in an emergency situation.
They are a troll, so...
Goodness. What about you, Levi? How you doing? What have you been...
Just to emphasize that this troll is not me, which I'm sad about, but...
So you don't have your doctorate?
No, I don't have my
You're not a Dr. Lewis?
No. But I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good.
He's been talking to the AI a little too much.
Can't compute.
Yeah.
One of us.
As long as he doesn't start asking me to squish things with my feet, I think I'll be all right.
One of us.
Is that a
Glub,
common
glub.
occurrence?
Glub glub. No, we both been enjoying a book called The Dungeon Crawler Carl, and if you know, you know.
That we do not recommend it. We're just gonna say it that way. We don't recommend this book.
You enjoy
But
it,
it
but
is
you
funny.
don't recommend it.
Yeah, chew on that one for a while.
I don't think I want to chew on it, especially if it talks about squishing feet.
No, squishing feet. You're squishing things with your feet.
Yeah,
Even
with your
worse.
feet.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to say this for our viewers. Unfortunately, guys, we had a little mishap, a little mistake happened, where Levi lost my audio. I'm gonna blame Levi.
Who lost your audio?
Levi, you were the one who said my audio's gone.
Your audio is gone.
Anyways.
Not that I did anything to lose it.
The last time we tried to record this episode, something happened and my audio is just kaput, just gone, just gonzo, like the Muppet. And it
Blue, long nose, and everything.
Exactly. Yeah, it was weird. And
Yeah,
he
just went to chew and it was gone.
Yeah. So unfortunately, that means that there's going to be some weird things if you listen to this episode and then the next one, because I'm pretty sure in the next one I'll say that I have not played Marvel Champions in a while, and well, today I'm going to tell you what I did get to play.
Just consider us time travelers for the continuity.
There we go.
That's
I
right.
like that.
But it does mean some unfortunate things. If we had responded to you in the mailbag in the original recording, I apologize. That is no longer available.
We don't know who we talked about.
But the good news is we will respond to the folks that did respond to the solo episode next time we record. So you'll hear some responses probably come
record.
January. So.
Enero. January. Well, with that out of the way, what have you guys been playing recently?
Ooh, I want to answer this question. So
Jason
badly.
Sketch. I'm just kidding. Go for it, Levi.
Oh, okay.
So this past Saturday, I had a really good friend come to town, and he plays Marvel Champions. And I've actually told this friend that he would be really good at creating content because of some of the ideas that he comes up with. Like And I'm one of the few people that he talks to about Marvel Champions. So whenever he comes to town, he's like, "Oh, we need to play this game." And I'm like, "Heck yeah, let's play this game, man." So something this friend loves to do is he loves to play four-handed. Now, I've seen some of his game. I mean, not his gameplay. Well, actually, no. I have played with him, so I have seen his gameplay. But
Wait.
I haven't seen any of his. Like, he doesn't make content. Go ahead. What are you going to ask?
Is this guy an alien?
No, but he does play four-handed.
How? I
loves-
only have two hands.
I don't. I think he's part monkey because he uses his feet. But
I see. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he loves to play four-handed because he wants to play all four. Like, he wants to play four characters at once. And so the other day,
That's
whenever
insane.
we played, he wanted to play one of the newest scenarios. So we played against Iron Man. And
Spoilers.
I had played Iron Man before, and it wasn't, the best. But he wanted to play, four characters against it, and it was just him and I. So we both played two-handed, and he had never played Captain America or Doctor Strange. So I had, mainly because he's never played them, because he doesn't have either set. But I have them, so he played both of those at the exact same time. And then I played a deck that I'm very familiar with, my Magneto Justice deck. And then I wanted to play something that wasn't already on the table, which was a protection deck, which I don't play protection very often. It's one of my least favorite aspects, but I played Hulkling protection, and it did so well. And whenever we played Iron Man, he never, with his main scheme, he never flipped to his second scheme. Like, he never got past his first scheme, which was very impressive. I don't know, like, I was, like, the whole time I was just like, oh my gosh, we are destroying this guy. And my buddy, like I said, he had never played Captain America or Doctor Strange before, so he played Captain America in leadership, and he played Doctor Strange in aggression, and he had never played either one of those decks, and he did phenomenal on both of those decks. He like had a really great thought process about it, and then whenever we got him down to 34 HP, Iron Man down to 34 HP, I just looked at him. I was like, "Hey, how much damage can you do?" And we figured it out, and we even did a little bit of overkill, and we just knocked him out of the park. It was
That's
super
awesome.
cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I am still waiting to be able to get Civil War, and I'm hoping, hint, 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 that somebody will get it for me for Christmas.
Your wife?
Jason Sketch.
No.
We will
But
see.
just to be
I
clear,
can't
Jason
make-
Sketch is not my wife.
Yeah. We do need to clarify that.
I don't think we need to clarify that. We spent a long time explaining to Solo in the last episode that we are siblings.
Okay, but
So
depending
my
on
wife.
where you live. But depending on where you live, you have to clarify that still.
We live in Texas. Do we need to clarify that in Texas?
Depending on where you live in Texas, you need to clarify that.
Fort Worth and Abilene?
So
So how do we get past this part?
I don't want to commit that I'll be able to get you Civil War Earth Twister for Christmas, but we can pray and think on it, and hopefully you'll end up with it for Christmas. And I will inform your wife how excited you are for that expansion, and maybe she'll be more likely to bless you with it.
Okay.
It is it's a strange. I mean, and I hate to say this, but I did just replace the windshield on my car today, and that was not a cheap thing to do. So, unfortunately, Christmas gifts for this year are going to be lighter than normal. So
We're also moving halfway across Texas, so don't expect much.
yeah.
So what have you guys been playing recently?
Well, you want to go first on this, Jason? Or I'm assuming the last thing you played was the last thing I played.
Yes, I can go first if you'd like me to. I can absolutely do that. So, man, it's a lot. This past week has been a lot. So Earth Twister came down to visit, and I actually got to play with him 2 different decks, and I'm pretty stoked about that. And then on top of that, Black Friday was very kind to me, and I was able to almost complete the entire set of the game. Just based on Black Friday sales. And so all I am missing now is the Wrecking Crew which I hear is a hit or miss scenario pack. And I've also missing Mojo Mania, which seems to be out of print and just not available anywhere. I go on eBay and I'm not spending above MSRP for a scenario pack. I just can't do it. So hopefully I will end up with Mojo Mania at some point, but it is not available anywhere at this point in time, which makes me go, grr, I should have bought it before. But
Girl, you should have bought
Shoulda,
it.
coulda, woulda.
But it was cool. I ended up getting Kang and Hood. My local game store finally got in Civil War, which I'm super stoked about. And so
Hulkling! Yeah.
back to the point.
Yeah, what have you been playing recently?
All being said, I get to play Sleeve 'em Up with Hood, Kang, Civil War. I sleeved up a bunch of cards. I got Black Panther in as well, so that's the last hero I needed. And so I haven't got her all sleeved up yet.
Doesn't Black Panther come in the core set?
Yes, but Shuri
Yes.
Black Panther.
I
So,
see.
I'm pretty stoked
That is different.
about that, and so I'm looking forward to getting the chance to play all of them. Here
Shuri's
soon.
pretty fun.
I love Kang. It's a fun scenario.
Oh yeah.
But we get to play with Earth Twister. He came down last Tuesday, and I finally came back. And as you will hear in the next couple episodes, I was learning to play Spectrum, and I built a protection deck that I play with Earth Twister that I'm actually super excited about how it turned out. A lot more form flipping than I anticipated, and I want to thank everybody on the Solo Marvel Champion Discord channel that gave me thoughts and ideas on how to improve that deck. And so, shout out to you guys. And it was just really neat to build a deck that focused on flipping her forms, but it was every other turn I was flipping to Alter Ego, and then using the Ready for a Fight preparation card to flip back up and change to whatever form we needed at the time. And so, I had a good time playing it. From your point of view, how did that look, Mr. Twister? Did you think it was a pretty decent built deck, or were you not paying attention at all to what I was doing?
You know what my answer was going to be right before I said it. To be honest, like I paid attention a little bit to what you were doing, mostly because I was like, I would have played that card a lot earlier, just because the way I play, I like to have certain cards down, like Hard to Ignore. I really love that card. It's one of my favorite cards. Just because I feel like such a troll. Like, you hit me, I didn't take any damage, your threat's gone. You know, but
Right.
so, you know, I felt like you did some pretty cool stuff. I think at one point it seemed like there was something that would happen and you would end up taking no damage and dealing 2 instead of taking the damage, which was kind of fancy. I thought that was pretty cool. And then on top of, you know, dealing 2 damage, you also removed threat and did all this other stuff, which I just love. That's why I love protection. Like, the villain attacks you, you're like, nope, you don't get to hurt me, and instead I'm going to hurt you and take your threat and do this stuff that counteracts you. But anyways, so yeah, that was pretty cool.
Why you gotta be so smug about it?
And
Because protection's the best.
it does feel good to go, I took no damage, but chipped away some of yours, and some of your threats gone. That was going to stress me out next turn. And now I have a chance to turn around and do some awesome things against you. And so...
Yeah, I think there were a couple of turns that... Why I think a lot of people don't like protection is because it's like everything is done in the villain phase. And I felt like there's a couple of turns for you where you're like, alright, well, I did it all in the villain phase, so that's my turn. Your turn, Earth Twister. I'd be like, oh.
Yeah, I had to kind of learn to accept that there's times where I just couldn't do anything on my turn because I did it all while the villain was trying to hurt me.
Yeah.
And we played Enchantress, and that's always a fun scenario. We mixed it up a little bit. Instead of using the Trickster mod set, we ended up using what is that? Not risky business. It's running interference, and then we switched it to a different one for our second game, which was Badoon Infiltree. Or essentially one
Brotherhood of Badoon.
In it.
Brotherhood of Badoon.
And so Badoon do 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 Badoon. For that second game, I ended up using Nick Fury, and I used Overkill 'em deck by Lazy Titan, and modifications to my own personal preferences and cards that I had at the time. And it was a lot of fun. getting to stack marked on a minion, and then any excess damage I do just takes out the villain. Plus, I'm playing cards like Into the Fray, where I'm doing excess damage with any excess damage I'm also doing threat removal. And Nick Fury being able to just sit there and take hits and not really worry about being attacked because he's in stealth mode half the time was actually quite a bit of fun. And the deck that was comboed with that actually really helped to just even boost even more what Nick Fury was doing. I don't think Enchantress ever flipped to her second scheme on that one. She wasn't even given the opportunity between the deck you were running and the deck I was running. And so, 2 games of Enchantress, and I still think she's probably becoming one of my top 5 favorite scenarios to run.
She's a ton of fun.
So,
she's a ton of fun. I think that's probably one of those few things that we agree on.
Hey, but I'm about to agree. I also agree with Lewis that Iron Man is a pain in the patootie. So
to fight against. Yes. That, I'm going to emphasize that. To fight against.
And so I'm excited to test them out again and just get a better feel, but I feel like the last time I did not do so hot. So
well, I did really enjoy playing with you, Jason, and I had a lot of fun actually playing the first game I played Miss Marvel. I think I played her in Justice. And I think at one point I looked at you and I think I was getting no, I think that was the second one. This for the first one, we made it through. We got to the second scheme, and we almost lost. But if I hadn't put the under surveillance on there, I think. Yeah. But there would be a couple of rounds. There'd be a couple of rounds. She would like almost tip the scheme, and then I'd be like, all right, remove this threat. I'm going to shrink, so now I'm removing 4 threat rather than just 2, and I'm going to draw like 800 cards, and I'm going to play Impede, and now this is getting back to my hand. And I tried to build the deck around Miss Marvel's ability where she pulls events back to her hand, but I never used that ability except for maybe twice. Because the rest of the time I was just like, I'm going to use this card that's going to make me draw a card, and I'm going to use this card, and I'm going to trigger this guy over here that's going to make me draw a card, and I'd end up with like 8 cards in my hand after having spent 4 of the initial like 5 or 6 that I had, and it was just like, just keep going, which is just a ton of fun.
She was never short of money for you. And
never short.
You're using what is that Justice card where it's 0 cost, you find a scheme, you draw 3 cards?
If you hadn't asked, I would have been able to tell you. It's got White Tiger on it as the artwork.
It's got White Tiger on it. I know it came in Nebula set.
Yeah. But you find a scheme, you put it into play.
What's that?
Is it White Tiger?
No.
No, it's not White Tiger.
It's an event. It's an event card.
And it's not called White Tiger.
No.
It's not called White Tiger. It's a Justice event, and you... Essentially, I mean, all the listeners are now screaming the name of the card, right? Go ahead and write it in the chat. If you're the first one to write it in the chat, you get a high five from Earth Twister next time you see him in person.
Yeah, next time you see me in person, yeah.
I want to say it's looking for a fight, but I know it's not that one. That's the aggression one that removes threat and pulls in a minion.
Nope.
Anyhow, I think you were telling me that you had looked at that card a couple of times and were like, I'm not so sure. And when I recommended it to you, you played it this round and actually liked it.
One way or another.
One way or another, that's it.
The next deck was a lot of fun. I found one on Marvel CDB for Storm, and I hate that I don't remember the user who created it. Otherwise, I would definitely give him cred because it was an amazing deck. I don't like you said. I don't think we ever flipped over from the first scheme, and I think like it was crazy too because I didn't realize how much damage Storm can do. And there was a couple of turns it was like, well, do we want to flip the villain? Because I got like 15 damage in my hand right now that we could flip the villain. And there was another time where it was like, do you need help with your minions? I know you're trying to keep your minions around because you get like a Minion Slayer deck and you're trying to draw cards with them and spend money with them. But I can kill all of them for you if you want. And I was running a Justice deck. And I just thought it was a lot of fun to just like towards the end of the game, it was like almost 2 o'clock in the morning and I was tired and I just looked at Jason and I was like, dude, how much damage can you do? Like, I want this to end. and like I somehow like he's like I can't really do that much, and he was the aggression player, and I looked down at my hand and I was like, wait, hold up, I can do 22 points of damage right now. It was great.
I think my favorite moment was we had that minion out that when you defeat him, Enchantress attacks you. Somehow he ended up in front of me. He was always drawn on your end, but he'd always end up back in front of me. And there's a point where you're looking at me, and I have Nick Fury out, and I switch to attack mode and attack him to kill him. And you're like, you want to attack him first and kill him? Because all that's going to happen is Enchantress is going to attack you. I said, yeah, that's totally fine. And so I did that, and then at the end of the card, it lets me flip back to stealth mode. And so Enchantress turns around to attack me, and I'm not there anymore to be attacked. So she has to she has to scheme against me. And I end up getting some extra threat to be able to pay for things to then do some extra damage to her, which was a lot of fun.
It was a ton of fun.
I'm excited for... There's a couple new cards that came out in Civil War, and if I'm talking too much about stuff, let me know. But it's the ones that's like armor, the aggression version now, where you not only do you get that +1 for your attack or +1 for your defense, but now you get +3 health.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And so I'm looking forward to getting to use those cards here soon. I don't know what the came out, but it just did. So
yeah, so I do want to give a shout out to somebody that I used their deck. I did add a couple of cards in this Hulkling deck that I played the other day, but the deck that I used, it's called Unsportsmanlike Conduct by Castle Frank 47 on Marvel CDB. The deck played well. I mean, Hulkling played very, very well, but with this deck, it played very, very well. And shout out to him for that deck.
There you go. Nice.
Quality deck. Castle Frank makes some good stuff. So I'm looking forward to having to look at this deck. But you fell in love with Hulkling then, Levi.
Oh, yeah. Like, I fell in love with him before I played him. I really felt whenever I looked at his cards that he would play well in any aspect. And so whenever I was playing that game and the only aspect we didn't have was either Deadpool or protection, I was like, well, I need to play protection a little bit more often. And pool's a little funny. But I was like, yeah, I definitely want to play this, and I really didn't have time to make an aggression deck, and so I looked this up, and yeah, so something really cool about Hulkling, what he does is he has all these shape-shift cards, upgrades. So whenever you put one of his upgrades out, you discard any others that he has. So basically, you put a shape-shift card out, he shape-shifts to that shape, and then whatever, if you already have one out, you discard it, and so like that's his shape, which makes sense. So depending on which one you have out, depends on what happens whenever you play an event card. Like, he has one it's a Hulk shape. And so you play the Hulk shape, and then if you play an event card with that out, when you play an event, you then would exhaust the Hulk shapeshift upgrade, and then do 2 damage to an enemy. After you play an event of any kind of an event. Yeah, and so and like there's one that does like there's one that heals you, there's one that takes scheme off. They're all pretty cool cards.
Do you feel like he's overpowered?
No.
Okay. And then you typically don't play form change heroes, so was this your first real dive into a form change hero?
No.
No, okay. But
I've played others.
Like,
this is the first one that I really enjoyed playing. How about, I'll say it that way.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I feel like I've seen you try a couple form, just been like, like it's not for me.
Yeah, it's not my thing.
Very cool. I'm nervous and excited to try them. I'm kind of waiting for the hype I'm getting from you to die down, because I don't want to be overhyped and be like, oh, it's not as good as I thought it was going to be.
It's so amazing! It's the best thing in the world! You will never like any other hero cards ever again after playing this one guy.
I mean, there are some heroes. Gambit, I still have
When's the
love-
last time
know-
you played Gambit? Because I know you talk about Gambit a lot.
Actually, the last time I played Gambit was probably last Thanksgiving. It's been about a year, and so I need to go back and play Gambit again. I know I talk about him quite a bit, but that shows I have an itch to play him, so I need to just make it happen.
I talk about Wolverine every once in a while, and I haven't played Wolverine in at least about the same, probably about a year.
There's so many new heroes out, and I want to get acquainted with it all, but
I just need more time to play.
I want to be the very best there ever was.
And when you move out this way, we'll have to record an episode where we play a game together, or put
That'd be
something
great.
special on our YouTube for playing a game together.
That'd be awesome.
Or do player versus player versus player.
What?
3-way versus battle.
Earth
Watch
Twister versus Jason Sketch versus Levi Lewis.
Versus the world.
Oh, so that's a 4-player game.
Sure.
Okay. Anyways, so y'all brought up some new content, which I think is pretty cool. But Jason, you sent us this thing a couple of days ago that you were really excited about, and it's actually pretty cool. It's the announcement schedule for the remaining next year, I guess.
Yeah,
remaining
they
next year.
announced everything at PAX. I think it was PAX,
Yeah.
but they
And they're-
announced everything. Go ahead.
Everything. Go no finish.
Everything, huh?
What did they announce?
What were you gonna say, Jason?
They announced
But,
everything for this upcoming year, and so everything from, we already knew about Wonder Man and Hercules, which I'm still skeptical about Hercules, but I will give him a shot. But Wonder Man and Hercules we already knew about, but then
He's gonna be super strong.
yeah. I'm skeptical, but
He's gonna be strong.
he is.
Punchy.
But Daredevil and Echo are coming out with another box expansion. We've
I
got
dare.
Luke Cage and Jessica Jones coming out as not scenario pack, as a as two
hero packs?
heroes, 2 hero packs. Which I'm super excited. Luke Cage is one of my all-time favorite, especially from the Bendis run of New Avengers. That's probably my favorite. This era, if we're sticking with the Civil War era and post-Civil War era, if it's that Luke Cage, it's my favorite Luke Cage. And then we've got... Who else do we have? Oh, yeah, the Iron Fist.
Iron Fist.
Oh, I see what you're doing here. Iron Fist and
Yeah.
Elektra coming out later in the year, towards the end. And then somewhere in the between the 2 hero packs is a scenario pack for the Hand. And so I'm pretty excited about that as well.
Yeah. And just like you said, Dude Face Iron Fist. I don't know why I said Dude Face, but Iron Fist is going to be one of these new hero packs. And lucky for us, he is who we are talking about today.
Whoa.
Good old Iron Fist. Now, we're not talking about just any Iron Fist. I know there's been a few in the comics, different Iron Fists, but today we are talking about the one and only Danny Rand Iron Fist.
Oh, we're not talking about the movie The Man with the Iron Fists?
No, sorry. No. This is the Netflix TV show.
I'm pretty sure that's also on Netflix.
Isn't that called Kung Pao?
No, there really is a movie. There was a legit kung fu movie called
Simba.
The Man with the Iron Fists.
Really?
Not Simba.
It is actually a really cool movie.
The chosen one. Chosen.
How have you never seen that?
I didn't grow up watching a bunch of kung fu movies. I watched the Karate Kids, and that was the extent of kung fu movies that we watched at our house.
That's
Karate
karate,
Kid.
not kung
Karate
fu.
Kid's that's not kung fu. It's very
Karate
different.
Kid, there's little ninjas or something.
Yeah.
The three ninjas? Are you talking about
The
the
Three
three
Ninjas.
ninjas? That's
The Three Ninjas.
That's not even
That's
we don't talk
jujitsu.
about those. That's nothing. That's not real life.
Anyways,
Bruce
let's
Lee.
talk about something
Bruce
that
Lee,
is.
Jet Li, Jackie Chan.
Let's talk
I
about
watched
some
a
real life
Jackie Chan
stuff
cartoon.
now.
Anyways, sorry, what were you trying to say there, Twisty? Mr. Twisty, Twisted Cheese Curls?
Danny Rand. You know, Danny Rand's a really cool guy. He has an iron
Yeah?
fist. But let me tell you his story. So
Let's hear it.
Danny's
We're
beginning. Danny's
Good start.
beginning. Stop it. Danny's beginning was very, very dark. It's not going to sound dark as soon as I get started, but it will eventually get a little bit darker. So maybe not quite his beginning, but you know, as he becomes Iron Fist.
Beginning.
Anyways, his father and mother were extremely, extremely wealthy. But his father actually lived in a place called Kunlun for a little while.
That's not
But for
very
whatever
dark.
reason, yeah, it's not that dark. But for whatever reason, he left Kunlun and became a wealthy business owner, partnered with a dude named Harold Meacham.
Now that sounds dark.
Yes. No. Anyways, after having discovered somehow that his son was destined to become the Iron Fist, this dude, Danny Rand's father, went crazy in attempting to return to Kunlun, and he dragged his family to the Himalayas. Now, this is where it actually starts to get dark. So, as he went to the Himalayas with his family, Harold Meacham would not let them go alone, and decided to escort them, to go alongside them. And one thing led to another, and in a sort of Scar/Mufasa type moment, Harold Meacham ended up sending Danny's father to his death in a quote-unquote effort to save him. I don't remember exactly what was happening. I think Danny's father was falling off of a cliff, and Harold was right there and was like, "Yeah, I'm totally gonna help you up." And instead, he like smashed his fingers and sent him to die. But he did that. So Meacham did that to be able to take over their joint conglomerate of Rand Meacham. But he thought that he had done this very secretly. However, Danny's mother and Danny had witnessed what Meacham had done, and they tried to leave Meacham and head back to base camp. But on their way, they were pursued and assaulted by a pack of wolves. Danny's mom and Danny made it to this bridge, and Danny's mother tries to fend off the wolves to keep Danny safe. Danny goes across the bridge and turns around only to see his mother being torn to shreds by a pack of wolves. So it was really sad to see that Danny had to witness that at such a young age. I don't remember exactly how old he was. But he's distraught, as one might be, losing their mother and father in such horrendous ways. And on that mountain, Danny was found by some of the immortal residents of Kunlun and brought before their leader, who offered Danny sanctuary. So while he was there, he was trained by the people of Kunlun and eventually bested the dragon Shao Lao, who was the source of the chi of the people of Kunlun. So this battle left the dragon-shaped scar on Danny's chest and gave him the ability to be the Iron Fist, the protector of Kunlun. Which, that's actually really, really interesting. I didn't realize that the dragon-shaped thing that was on his chest was actually a scar and not just like a tattoo. So I thought that was kind of cool. But after having bested,
that's neat.
yeah, after having bested the dragon, he was put through a series of tests to prove his worth to who knows who, and in order to be considered to be the Iron Fist. And after these tests, he was offered the fruit of immortality, not immorality. Is a big difference. Immortality.
Is
but
there a
instead
big
of,
difference?
There's a big difference. But instead of
Is
falling,
there a big difference?
there's a big difference. Would you like me to explain the difference?
Is there a big difference?
Yes, there's a big difference. But instead of accepting this fruit, he rejected it because he wanted to get revenge on Harold Meacham for the murder of his parents. So because of this, he was cast out of Kunlun. And in his pursuit of Meacham, he was met with a series of obstacles. Danny bested many mercenaries hired to stop him and protect Meacham, and many traps within the Meacham Tower itself. However, when Danny finally confronted him, Harold Meacham, he felt nothing but pity, as the man was so paranoid that Danny was going to come for him. Which, of course, Danny was, but he was also a man that was bound to a wheelchair because he lost his legs due to frostbite in the Himalayas after murdering Danny's father. So Danny was filled with pity and left Harold there just alive. But somehow he was mysteriously killed by an assassin a bit later. And that is the story of Danny Rand, Iron Fist.
Wait. Just to clarify, Danny was killed by an assassin?
No, Harold Meacham. That's what I
Okay.
said. However, Harold was mysteriously killed by an assassin a bit later.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, no. And see, like, Danny Rand he lived a long, long time. He got to do some cool things. And he became, part of the Heroes for Hire and eventually a Defender, but standing alongside Luke Cage being his best bud.
buddy of Luke Cage, yeah.
So, now, I'm curious if y'all remember, because I quizzed you guys on this last time we did this recording.
Oh, great.
There is a nemesis villain that first appeared in Iron Fist before becoming the nemesis of a very famous hero. Do you all remember which villain this is?
Is it Blade?
It's not Blade.
This villain
the
did not
Rhino?
become a hero, right?
No, eventually.
Oh,
And
is it
some-
Elektra?
Some contexts, they are heroes.
Is it Elektra?
They?
He.
Oh, he.
I'm saying they to keep it vague, but sure.
He keeps it vague enough. Was it an X-Men villain?
Yes.
Sabretooth.
Yes, indeed, Sabretooth. Sabretooth first appeared in Iron Fist before ever facing Wolverine, which is interesting because both Sabretooth and Wolverine appeared in comics that were not X-Men but eventually joined the X-Men Society.
And depending on which universe and which comic you're reading, they're brothers.
They're brothers. In some comics, Sabretooth's a hero and Wolverine, or in some comics, Wolverine's a villain. So,
In comic book accurate Wolverine, he's like 5'3".
that's true.
That's shorter than me.
Now you know.
Now you know. I am
More
taller
you
than 5'3".
But that's just very.
So
I
I'm-
thought that was interesting stuff.
So am I.
Did you have to think
That Iron
about that?
Fist, all right.
Well, Levi, would you mind looking at the card and describing it for our viewers?
Come here.
This is the Protection
I'm-
Ally Iron Fist.
I
know.
do mind doing it, but I will do it.
Thank you.
So, Iron Fist. Would you like me to describe his artwork too, or just
Yeah,
his-
everything. Everything.
Okay. So Iron Fist, he is a 4-cost protection ally. He is 1 thwart. He has 2 attack. He is a defender. He has 3 hit points on him. His resource is a fist resource. And his text... Well, I'll get into his artwork first. So his artwork is with Iron Fist, where he's wearing his green suit and his yellow mask. And he's got his yellow collar popped because he's popping those collars like a cool cat. And he's doing this cool pose where his legs are super wide and his arms are really wide. One of them's he is making a fist with one hand, and he's got flames all around it. And in his other hand, you don't actually see what he's doing with his other hand. It looks like it's open, but it's hard to tell because of the flames that are on his other hand too. And he's got a little bit of flames like going around him a little bit, and he's got several people around him in the foreground and in the background where it's supposed to seem like he's just punched them with those iron fists of his. He kind of looks like he's in a bank a little bit there, and it's definitely an action pose that he's making there. Go ahead.
Can I make a what appears to be an observation? Because I thought bank as well. It looks like he's stopping some sort of big poker game if you look at all the green tables that are around.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, everybody's wearing suits.
Right.
Everybody
It
that
looks
he's
like
punching.
maybe that hand that you didn't realize or didn't know what he was doing, it looks like he just chucked one of the tables.
Oh,
the guy
yeah,
behind
because there's kind of a table kind of in the air there, so that would make sense. Yeah. So his text all here says, Iron Fist enters play with 2 mystic counters on him. And he is a defender, by the way. And so he has a response. So his response is, when Iron Fist attacks an enemy, remove one of his mystic counters from him, stun that enemy, and deal 1 damage to it.
Wait a minute. I know this has nothing to do with the ally card, but it just hit me. It says mystic counters. Does that mean that he will be mystic traded as a hero when we get him? And if so, does that mean we can get another Supreme Sorcerer Supreme in the game?
But is Danny Rand ever been the Sorcerer Supreme?
Probably not.
That's the question. I mean, is it possible? I'm like, fingers crossed.
Here's my prediction with that.
We're predicting stuff.
We're with Sorcerer Supreme specifically. I don't think we'll see another copy of Sorcerer Supreme until we get a Doctor Doom hero pack.
We're gonna get a Doctor Doom hero pack?
Doctor Doom hero pack.
Hero
I
pack?
don't think we'll see Sorcerer Supreme until we get another Doctor Doom hero pack.
So
Another Doctor Doom hero pack.
Why do you say this?
A Doctor Doom hero pack.
I'm just curious.
Well, Doctor Doom is a Sorcerer Supreme. And so, if they follow their trend, right? You're looking at who's the most famous villain in the Guardians, but also kind of becomes a hero.
Did you hold on? Did you say who's the most feminist?
Famous? Famous? She might be feminist as well, if you ask her. But Nebula, right? So we saw Nebula be a villain and then become a hero. And the same thing with Magneto, the most famous villain in the X-Men franchise that becomes a hero, also got a hero pack, right? So those 2 villains already got hero packs. I'm just making an assumption that Doctor Doom, one of the most famous villains that also helps the heroes
Feminist?
to help. Anyhow, I'm predicting that when Doctor Doom, if we get Doctor Doom hero pack, he'll get Sorcerer Supreme. As for Iron Fist, I am hoping he comes with Mystic. Because everything's built off of Chi, though, I'm curious if they'll change all the terminology to Chi in his
and then maybe
kit versus Mystics.
And then maybe get, was it Shang-Chi or something? What was his?
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. The 10 rings with the Chi.
Yeah, which I feel like that would be also Mystic related as well. But they got
10
to be careful
rings!
now because they know that people have that Sorcerer Supreme card and they want to, however they end up using it, you know? I mean, it makes every Mystic character. How many do we have right now? We've got 3?
Currently 3.
Switch.
Magic.
Yeah.
Did you
Witch,
just say
Magic,
Switch?
And
Scarlet.
wow, we are not listening good today.
I think he meant to say Scarlet Witch, but I think it came out as Switch.
Okay.
Which Switch is a Marvel character. So it makes sense that he would say
Magic, and Doctor. So we have 3 right now.
Adam
that.
Warlock.
Doctor Who?
4.
Adam Warlock. Oh yeah,
Doctor Who?
he exists too.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, we're using our made-up names now. I'm Spider-Man.
I'm Levi Lewis.
My goodness. Anyhow,
Great. So
I'm
what do we think his best uses are going to be? Sorry. So sorry that I cut you off.
You're good.
His best uses as an ally. What are his best uses as an ally?
I imagine early stun locks he was helpful because he would stun an enemy and do 1 damage to it, and you can do that twice out of your 3 attacks.
I like that it's not a forced response.
It's an interrupt.
Response?
Oh, dang.
No, it's just an interrupt. It's not. There's no response to it. It's an interrupt.
Response when Iron Fist attacks.
Nope, it is a response.
What?
Show your card up
interrupt.
to
It
show your card up
says
to the camera.
response.
Show your card
What
up to the
does it
camera.
say on it?
No way. Marvel CDB
Yeah.
has a response.
That's funny. I have the physical card with Doctor Strange from the Doctor Strange set, and mine definitely says interrupt.
Mine says response on it.
Who's on the card?
I mean, it says response.
That's
Is
Iron
it-
Fist.
Card.
Oh, okay. You said Doctor Strange.
Yeah, because it came in that Doctor Strange
He
set.
come. Yeah, that was something I was looking up real quick. Was what set did he come in? Is Doctor Strange? That is very strange.
So it says response on Marvel CDB.
Marvel CBD, it says response. Because I don't want to pull out the card.
What does Hall of Heroes
Go,
say?
Twister, go, go. Go, Twister, go,
This
go,
is very
go.
interesting. We've
noise, can't you?
not encountered
That's okay.
this.
I don't feel like looking at the physical card.
That's okay. Let's see. He came out in cycle 1, right?
Yeah.
Oh, hold up! You got a misprinted card. Look at this.
Response. Huh.
It also what? How did that happen?
Now I'm curious.
That is wild.
Just so the viewers know, when Jason held up his card, I mean, you probably got that from.
It says interrupt.
It says interrupt. Yeah, when Jason held up his card, it says interrupt. But when I pulled out my card, it says response, and it shows response on Marvel CDB.
What does Levi say? Let's see if I even have it in here. I know I have this card.
That is interesting.
Iron Fist.
Response.
How? How did that happen to me? Is it the rule change happened for Iron Fist or something?
Yours
Why
is
would
just a misprint.
interrupt or response matter?
What?
Because it happened.
An interrupt is where.
It wouldn't necessarily make a difference.
I mean, it wouldn't make that much of a difference. It's just because of the cards, like the nature of the card, it's not really a difference. I can.
Maybe it's
Say-
because you have to say. Well, I guess theoretically, it kind of makes him a piercing, because it's like, okay, with interrupt, you do the 1 damage first, and stun, and then you do the 2 damage. So if like the guy you're attacking has toughness, then with an interrupt, you hit him first with the 1 damage that he does, and stun him, and then you get to do the 2 damage. So that would remove the toughness, and then he gets to do the 2 damage through. Whereas with the response, he does the 2 damage first, and then does the stun and the 1 damage.
Yeah, that's.
So theoretically, the interrupt makes him better.
But it's still gonna have the same results at the end.
Just depends on what you're doing. Because if it's a toughness person, then that's where it matters. Because the 1 damage knocks off the tough, and then the 2 goes through. Whereas with the response, the 2 knocks the tough off, and then the 1 goes through. So it's slightly different.
But not that much.
Okay.
That is interesting, though. I mean, it's just
You
a
have a
small
misprint.
smidgen of a difference. I don't know how that happened because I bought it from Barnes and Noble.
Oh, that's why.
Those aren't real cards.
It's a cheap knockoff.
Is that it?
Yep. If you smell it and it smells like lavender, yeah, that's what happened. Lavender and books.
That's so crazy. I can't believe that we found that Jason's got a misprint.
Well, there was something like in one of there. Now there, we did look this up because we both had Jason and I both had this. I don't remember what set it was, but in the first printing, as far as I know, they were all a misprint. Do you remember that, Jason?
Yes, it was. It was
Ma-
Dev Focus and Magneto.
I was about to say I thought it was Magneto.
What
I don't
happened?
even remember what the print was. Do you remember?
Yes, at the bottom of Dev Focus, it labeled it as a protection card instead of a.
Oh yeah, basic. Instead of a basic, it says protection. That's right. And it's kind of just a funny little thing. Oh, you're looking that up too now.
Is it an upgrade?
Yes, it's an upgrade. It's a Dev Focus. It's the one with Angel on it, or Archangel on it. Okay, well, and while we're looking at this, and maybe those of you who are listening, check your Iron Fist cards as well, and let us know in the chat if it says response or interrupt on your card. And if you're listening and you're aware of a rule change that happened that caused the cards to be printed one way or another after the rule change, let us know.
Wait, there's a misprint on
Because-
one way or another too?
No. But I just thought that's just bizarre. We have not encountered that. And I'm like, no, it says interrupt right here.
We have encountered that with Magneto.
Right, but not on the podcast.
But with Magneto,
That's wild. It might have just been a misprint. I wonder. I want to type in Iron Fist Marvel Champions misprint.
Yep, my Def Focus is labeled protection as well.
boom, baby. I remember there was
That's
one.
crazy.
And I was pretty sure it was Magneto, but I couldn't remember. That one I did know because I
See.
noticed it when I opened the set. I noticed it and I text Jason. I was like, "Hey, what's going on here? Are these supposed to be protection? Because they're not green, unless I've lost all my eyesight colors
For that one card.
for that one card that's apparently gray."
That's so interesting. Yeah, no.
So
it's
what
a
else do we
response.
talk about on this podcast?
What do you think
Crazy
are the
stuff,
best
man.
uses for this Iron Fist?
The best uses are misprinting him.
Well,
I do think it's something I will say that's interesting, just because we're kind of talking about this, is how hard it is to find Doctor Strange, knowing that this card came with Doctor Strange. And so I'm actually curious how many of our listeners have this card.
yeah, that's a good point. How many of you were able to get Doctor Strange before he went out of print?
Before he went to be like
Okay.
all the
So-
eBay crazy people.
Doing some digging, and I think what happened was it was printed originally as response, and Caleb Grace has come back and said no, it should have been printed with the interrupt trigger. So, whenever he must have come back and said that, they must have started printing it with interrupt, and I got a copy of it after that change.
So Twister and I, we have earlier copies.
That would seem to be the case. That's the only thing
So-
I can see.
So our collections are better than yours.
Whoa.
That's awesome.
He's not
Wild.
enthused. He didn't even listen. He wasn't even listening.
Yeah, you're not even cool anymore.
But
Let's
it
just
does
let's
happen
just go do this
before.
podcast by ourselves, Levi.
But
Oh,
I
great.
mean, we could do it so easily as long as we just learned how to actually record. Like, just teach us how to record real quick, and then we'll
Kick you out.
We'll do this podcast. Yeah, you're kicked out.
Okay.
False.
Thanks. Awesome. Yep. So that's exactly what happened. They not only did they, hey, we reached 25 followers on Spotify. Yay. That's big news. That my thing just notified me
That's awesome.
25,
on Spotify.
staying alive.
That's
So-
a quarter of 100.
It is. But yeah. So anyways,
And a
it said
quarter is
online-
25 cents.
After doing some research, it looks like after the errata was made or the comment was made by Caleb Grace that it should be interrupt, the following printings were added interrupt instead of response. And so that is pretty cool. that is neat that you guys have the response. But it's funny that even CDB and Hall of Heroes Online both say response on theirs, even though the new printings say interrupt. So,
See, it's so rare to find Doctor Strange that even the internet's like, this is what we got.
accurate. So, what's the next part we need to talk about with this card?
What are the best uses in a deck?
We never.
No.
For this card.
No. I'll go first, I guess.
Go for it.
I think one thing you were saying earlier, Jason, is that he was good for an early stun lock, and I think that he's still good. I think he's still good for a stun lock. I think that he is good value for his cost there. I think his best use, of course, is in a protection deck, where maybe you're not wanting to defend a whole ton. You're not wanting to trigger.
He definitely should be in a protection deck.
We're not really wanting to defend a whole ton, right? Where instead of wanting to trigger hard to ignore or wanting to trigger some of the things that trigger based off of you not taking any damage from an attack, you want them in a deck that'll allow you to maybe do more stuff in your phase. Because now you're stunning the villain or a minion, and then you're also knocking off a tough apparently with the interrupt. You're knocking the tough off and getting an extra 2 damage in. I think he's a really good card. I think he's got some great uses that could be explored, just depending on the kind of deck that you want to play. And I think he fits in really well with a stun focused deck, or even like a ally heavy deck where you're wanting to have your allies just do a lot of stuff for you.
You're paying 4 to essentially get 3 attack, 3/3/2 attack. If you focus on him, just focusing for attack, and he's got 3 health points. It's not
3, 3, 2, and 2 stuns. He gets 2 stuns.
That's true. True stuns.
Whereas, so people would pay 4 for Dazzler, and Dazzler just comes in for 1 confuse, and that's it. You pay 3 for Mockingbird, who comes in, or Blocking Bird as we call her. She comes in for 1 stun and then takes a hit and is gone. He at least comes in for 2 stuns and then can take a hit for you.
Possibly 2 stuns.
I forget the value. Why possibly for 2 stuns?
Well, because he could die before he gets attacked the second time.
If you use him to attack. Theoretically, with a 4-cost ally, you probably have another couple of allies.
Oh, I'm sorry. I read his text wrong. My bad.
Theoretically,
when he attacks, my bad.
Yes. Now there's something to be said about like ally or card. There's cards in the encounter sets that'll come in, and some villains will, when they attack you, they not only attack you, but they also do 1 damage to all your allies or whatever as well. And so there's those things that could cause Iron Fist to die quicker.
Sure, but that's going to cause every ally to die quicker, and so that doesn't necessarily negate his worth just because he's dying quicker.
No, not at all. But just the if we're attacking on the theoretically too, because they might die, sure. But it looks like and that's the thing I did miss was it's not. When I first read it, I thought it was stun a minion, but it is stun an enemy. So you can have him stun the villain for you for a couple of rounds, which is actually for 4 costs, and you're trying to set up a protection is not a bad deal.
Yeah. And again, also with the fact that we have discovered that it is actually supposed to be an interrupt. If the villain has toughness, you can use him to knock off the toughness, stun the villain, and do 2 damage to it.
That's why he's got 2 fists.
And as long as the villain's not stalwart, that's a pretty decent deal.
Well, if the villain's stalwart, you're not going to be running a stun anything anyways, or at least not necessarily.
That's a good point. Unless you're Dr. Science, who continued to run his stun lock no matter the situation we were running into.
If the shoe fits.
Or the Captain America shield in this case.
If Captain America's shield fits.
Yeah. What do you think, Levi?
I think it makes sense that he is protection, and I think yes, he is a little highly costly, but I think he is well worth that cost. I mean, yeah, because at first for some reason I was thinking it said when Iron Fist takes damage, but no, when he attacks, then he gets to remove one Mystic counter from him and stun whoever he attacks and deal 1 damage to it, which is so essentially you're doing possibly 3 damage to an enemy, and you're also stunning them. I mean, that's well worth 4 cost for being able to do that twice.
Yep. I know he only
will
has 2
say.
Mystic counters on him, but he might be worth doing like a minor Voltron. Like, not maybe being the focus of the Voltron. Like, I wouldn't make an Iron Fist Voltron deck. But he has like a decent damage stat that could be buffed, and he could sit out for a while, and you can choose when to do the stun and when not to do the stun and the extra damage. So you could pop him in there, Voltron him up a little bit. He's got more health, he's got more damage that he can do, and now instead of just hitting for 3, he's hitting for 6. I don't know. We ready to rate this dude?
Well, do you like playing him?
Of course. I do. I think he's great.
I honestly haven't played him that much myself. I think the 4 costs just deterred me pretty quickly. When I play protection, there's so many other things that are going on that I play it in the way where by the time I come back to my actual hand and it's my player turn, I don't ever have the resources to be able to put him down on the table. Where maybe you're playing a different game and you have those resources pretty quickly to be able to put him on the table.
No, I'm still playing Marvel Champions.
Okay. What about you, Levi?
I don't actually I do know that I have put this Iron Fist card into at least 1 or 2 of my protection decks, or maybe even Adam Warlock. But I'm pretty confident in saying I don't think I've ever actually been able to play him on the board. I would like to. I'll say that.
Yeah, fair enough. I haven't played him enough to justify that. Like, I play him. I just don't. The expensive cost, it makes it hard. What about the art? Do you guys like the art?
Yeah, I think it's pretty sweet.
Yep. I mean, it's pretty cool, pretty action packed, pretty
Snazzy Dazzy.
taking out some possible gangsters.
It to me is one of those pieces of art that I felt like if it was on the table, it'd be one that I continue to go back and look at just because it looks really cool. Do you feel like this card matches the one in the description that Earth Twister gave us? I feel like we need to do more research in the comics on what his punches actually do. I know
That's
they're
true.
G-based, but
Yeah.
They hit.
They make his fist feel like iron.
They hit.
but then why? I guess it'll stun you if you get hit by a piece of iron. It stuns you for a second,
Yeah.
Yeah, it hurts so much because you got hit.
but it's costing him mystic counters or chi
His
to
chi.
make that happen.
I mean I would say just a little bit that I know about him. I would say yes, that it does fit him. I think I've read 1 or 2 of the Iron Fist and Luke Cage comics. I mean, they're not my favorite characters, but I did watch the Netflix show that had them. I mean, I did watch the Defenders, but I did watch the show Iron Fist and Luke Cage. But I would say, just from that little bit of knowledge that I have, I would say, yeah, it fits him.
I would agree. Nothing to add either.
So typically, Levi asks his favorite question, but we now know that he is going to have a hero pack.
He is going to have a hero pack.
So
I think
should
in the
we make
last recording, we actually explored what we think that it would be.
yeah, I think we can do that again if you'd like to.
Y'all didn't like
He
my
just
idea,
punches.
so
What was your idea?
I think
Just
it
let
was
us
form
debunk your idea
changing or
again.
something like that.
He's a form flipper.
Yeah.
Is he like a dolphin? He has flippers.
He could either be like the meditative state was my idea. Like he has like a form change where he could like be in meditation where maybe he's can heal himself in his hero form. So he still gets attacked by the villain instead of being schemed against. Or
He also heals, but also where he heals faster that way.
Maybe. Yeah. And then I would say like he has another form where, yeah, he does like he's an attacking form where he does more damage, and maybe a thwarting form where he does more thwart.
He could have resources where they're like chi,
Yeah.
like resource
Or have
cards.
either resource cards or resource generators.
Or he could be like Hulkling where he has like some of his cards just have 2 resources on them.
I wonder if he could almost get like a tune counter type situation where he either has to earn chi to be able to spend some chi, kind of like Nick Fury earning those stealth tokens, right? He's got to earn chi to spend some chi, and he can get extra chi by flipping down, flipping back up, kind of like War Machine as well, where he gets those attack or ammo counters.
Something he could have. He could have a card similar to Beat Cop or Boom Boom. The longer it sits out, the more chi it could have on it and eventually use it.
Or I get because they do have something like that already with Bishop and Captain Marvel.
Oh,
I mean, those it's more of like with maybe not so much with Bishop. No, yeah, he has the energy card where you can spend resources and it charges up that card, and the same with Miss Marvel where you can spend lightning resources and it'll or energy resources and it'll boost that attack or whatever. You just discard the card and it does away with it.
Sure.
oh, cool.
Kind of what I'm saying is like you don't spend anything. The longer, like for every phase, you exhaust that card and you put another counter on it. Then the next phase, you exhaust that card, put another counter on it. The next phase, you exhaust that card, put another counter on it, and eventually you could use those chi counters for an attack or thwart or defending yourself. That would be cool too.
I agree. I think those chi counters and you spend them to do some extra beneficial things for you.
Yeah, something.
Kind of either like boost up your attack like Gambit, or you can use it to like boost up your defense, or spend it as
Punchy.
extra resources. Yeah.
What would y'all say of like maybe that kind of thing, but you exhaust the hero like you do with Jubilee to spend her as a resource? It's like maybe you get to generate a resource, but you also get to generate chi.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm
He could
excited
have
to
his-
see.
Fantasy Flight, you heard it here. You should go ahead and hire me.
He could have a whole new type of resource that's just chi instead of a fist, lightning, mental, chi.
Thank you for doing the fist. I didn't know what you meant.
You're welcome.
All right.
Jason's
Well-
sketch is getting tired, everybody.
Let's rate the card.
Levi, why don't you start?
Okay. I have no idea what I said last time. Because I never know what I say. I don't even listen to our podcast.
That's a lie.
Wait, we have a podcast?
I'm going to rate him as
A gingerbread bunny.
no, because he's pretty unique. I'm going to rate him as an elephant. And here's why. Because elephants, they're pretty strong. They're pretty cool to look at. Whenever you go to the zoo, there's something that you definitely want to see. Doing anything that they do. But at the same time, he's just a little costly. And so elephants are big. Elephants are big. He's just a little costly.
All right.
Other than that, I think he's a cool, fun card.
What about you, Mr. Sketch?
My Yelp review, I'll probably give him, this is up to a 5-star. I will probably put him at a 3. He's got some potential. I just still am a little hesitant to get him out on the field. He is a hero for hire, so maybe that's why the expense is so high on his card. But just not my favorite choice.
Okay. I would say he is a solid B plus. I would give him an A or an S tier if if he did a little more. I mean, I really do like
Or maybe
the
cost
cost.
less.
It costs less, yeah. I feel like he costs well enough. I would use him in a deck, and I like the fact that I can choose who he stuns. I can choose when he stuns him. And I like the fact that he will be doing away with toughness status cards for me. I don't know. He just he seems like he does what he sets out to do.
He does what he's set out to do.
Yep.
Just like a good Danny Rand should.
Yep.
Looking for Luke Cage so they can be best buddies.
Best of buddies. Well, Levi, will you tell our viewers where they can contact us?
So we have this whole thing on there's this really cool place called the internet. And on the internet, you can go to something called a website. Now on this website, it's called an email. And you can send us things on these emails over, like I said, the internet. It's a series of tubes. And on this email, in these tubes, you'll have to send it to sidekickedamcp@gmail.com.
What does AMCP stand for, Levi Lewis?
Yes.
Is it a Mother's Day podcast?
I'm pretty sure that's not even AMCP.
A Mother's Day. Wow. You're right.
AMCP.
AMCP, not AMDP. Wow.
That's right. I think you're thinking of IMDb. But no, I think somebody once told me, I think it stands for a Marvel Champion Podcast? Question mark?
Marvel. So it's not a mother's cooking podcast.
A
Why do
mother's...
only moms cook?
I don't know. I just, maybe we make a podcast about
Why
mother's
can't
cooking.
dads cook?
A mother's cookie parcel.
Mother's cookie parcel. AMCP, a mother's cookie parcel. You heard it here, folks. We are Sidekicked, a mother's cookie parcel.
At gmail.com.
At gmail.com. Please email us. Please. We're desperate.
Leave a like and a review if you hate us. Let us know. I'm really curious.
I have been Earth Twister, and this has been a fantastic, fantastic stream podcast. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and we'll see you in the next one. Stay twisty.
I'm Levi Lewis. Watch out for those wombats out there.
This has been Jason Sketch, and of course, next time, I'll be deadly serious next time.
I got a little distracted by your spaz.
Whatever. Are you sure it's not White Tiger?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not White Tiger.